first thing I want to show you is the Baker Act. That's how corporations that run hospitals utilize the Baker Act to make more money from you. And there's some very unfortunate consequences. So what's the criteria? Don't threaten nobody, don't threaten yourself, just behave mentally in society and you won't get Baker Acted. But that's not the problem. It's a good act. However, working 3 years with Baker Acts as a security guard in the healthcare industry, I find that 53% of them are brought in by the police. It says it right there. Initiating professional. 45% go by a doctor, 2% from a court. I never saw a court ordered Baker Act, never. But again, that's just one guard. Either way, 53% of us are Baker Acted by police. That's not a good thing. Do the police have mental health care training? No, they don't. And what happens when you get Baker Acted, not only do you get a history of mental illness, your family gets it too. It's in the family history of mental illness. Trust me, I was quizzed by 2 psychiatrists when I transferred my security license here from South Carolina. But if you got an illness, mental illness in your family, you're ruined. You can't get a good job. Think of the future, how hard it's going to be. It's 2024 almost. So it's not a right time to do this. Just don't want to go wacko. Don't go crazy. Talk it out within your family. Don't scream and fight each other. Now, involuntary exam trends. I saw 6-year-old children Baker Acted because the child probably said, I'm going to kill myself or I'm going to kill somebody else. And they saw it on TV. It's a product of our society. But I'll tell you what, when a hospital can smell money, because the hospital is a corporation, the medical healthcare industry is our #1 industry in the United States. The #2 is war for profit. But the Baker Act here, like I say, people ask, what happens if you give Baker Act? A lot. It will have a record with the court, job loss, you better believe that. Housing, who knows? But the job loss is the most important thing. Yeah, there it is. Now I just highlighted it. 49% at the time. So my point is, they're Baker acting us when we're not nuts. We're just mentally upset. All right, 28 statistics. 18% of the U.S. economy, $4.3 trillion that the healthcare industry made in 2021. $4.3 trillion. That's a monster. Now, you understand it includes the health insurance companies, the pharmaceuticals, the hospitals, the doctors, the uniforms, everything, the whole unit, and the mortuaries. Well, 43% are inadequately insured. I don't know anybody, fellow security guards, that have insurance. Me, I have the VA, so I don't need none of that. But I would say 90% of my coworkers have no health insurance. But regardless, you're going to get Baker Acted regardless of the $5,000 cost after a couple of days in and the ambulance included. It's going to be up there. It's going to be in the thousands. For what? Getting in an argument with your sister and saying you're going to kill her? Then everybody flips out and all you were doing was just angry or upset. You couldn't deal with it. U.S. is the 35th healthiest country in the world. This entire planet is socialist. 98% of the countries are socialist government. The U.S. and China are the only non-socialist countries in the world, of civilized countries. Corporations, here we go. I got a big beef on them, and I also own one. But the thing is, healthcare has become corporated. And we say we want socialist healthcare, Obamacare. It's not that. All it's doing is paying the part of the insurance. Nothing has changed. The cost of healthcare is paid, subsidized by the government, I would assume. Like I say, I don't have to deal with it. But corporations are taking over healthcare, taking over pharmacies, pharmaceuticals, everything. So they want more money. There's not a single corporation that exists, even a 501c3 like a church, that doesn't want more money. And the reason for all this corporate greed and need to do dumb things, ruin our lives just to make a profit, it comes from the families mostly. Of course, relationships contribute too, but families do a lot. This just happens in our families. I myself haven't seen my brother probably 40 years. It just happens to all of us. So try to work it out amongst yourself. Don't call the ambulance. Don't call the police. Don't scream at each other. Take a chill pill. Calm down. Talk it out. Because these corporations that run the medical industry are monsters, and they all, like all corporations, they have shareholders, in a sense. The 501c3s do not. But they all want your money, and you're only the source of how they're going to get it, and they want more. And that medical record in your family will ruin your family's children. At least your children and your family will going to have a rough life on it, because grandma or grandpa went loopy. But just try to avoid a little bit. Try to get them out of your pockets. Talk it within yourselves. Solve it within your family. And that's it for this video. But I do have a big gripe against corporations, even though I do own one. And I'll see you in the next video.